Hey everybody, this is Threshold Training's at-home workout of the day for Wednesday, March 25th, 2020. We have a long workout today with a variety of different movements. So, with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to do one video explaining the dumbbell variation that we have here, and then another video explaining the body weight version that we have of this workout. That way we have two separate videos, or we don't have just one long video for you. So this is really going to test your endurance and your memory. Yeah, there's a fair amount of exercises, but some of them repeat. So to make sure that you have ample time to write this down and you can see all the movements, I'm going to bring you closer to the board. So what I would recommend is that you write down all the movements, okay, because there's about 13 of them.
No, I agree. I know. I think you need to hear that from you, though, not from me.
You can obviously pause the screen, and then the last two movements are over here. Hey, feel free to, again, pause the screen so you can write those down. So how the workout works, you're going to do the following movements: 15 reps at a time, then 12 reps at a time, then 9 reps at a time. And you're going to see how fast you can perform this work. Obviously, we're not looking for you to rush through these movements. We're looking for you to not go beyond technical failure, but just move through each rep at a time at a pretty steady pace. So you will start out with 15 reps, doing an alternating one-arm dumbbell power clean, 15 reps of lateral burpee over dumbbell, 15 reps of a one-arm dumbbell thruster, and you will move through each exercise for 15 reps until you finish with the lunges over there. You will then start back at the beginning and do 12 reps of each. You will then start back at the beginning and do 9 reps of each. So 15, 12, 9 of each exercise. So, to start out, essentially any of the exercises, such as the dumbbell power clean or the dumbbell deadlift, are going to involve a hinging-like motion. So you're basically going to karate chop your hips in half, okay, so that your ribs and chest are stacked over your hips the whole time. So one isn't arching one way or the other, okay? So that is kind of the basis of all the hinging movements you're doing today. Okay, the power clean and the deadlift. Any sort of squatting or lunge variation. Okay, so the thruster or the front rack lunge that we're doing, we're looking for, again, the chest to stay in line with the hips. Okay, your chest doesn't need to come all the way up like this. Okay, both body parts are just in line as we either do our lunge or as we do our squat. Okay, they're just following each other. Okay, they're not separating much. So, to give you a demonstration of a couple reps, we have alternating dumbbell power clean. Okay, here, this can also be in the form of a backpack swing. Okay, like this, backpack swing. Okay, or some other weighted swing is acceptable. Okay, you could use laundry detergent, you could use a rock, you could use a weighted suitcase, toolbox, something like that. That could also work. So dumbbell power clean, again, we're going to start with our hips a little bit lower than our shoulder. Okay, our shins are going to be close to vertical. We're going to bring the dumbbell towards our waist, and then we're going to launch it up towards our shoulder, like this. Okay, so we're not launching or we're not pressing or jumping through the floor until the dumbbell comes towards our waist. Okay. We will alternate arms, either on the ground or in the air. Next, we're going to do a lateral burpee over dumbbell. Ideally, our dumbbell is not rolling, so it's still. I do my burpee. Okay, you don't have to clap. You're just going to jump over. That's 1, and you continue for 15. Next movement is the one-arm dumbbell thruster. So like we said before, in a squatting or hinging scenario, our chest is always in line with our hips. So I go down. Okay, chest is over my hips are underneath me, and then I launch my dumbbell up overhead. We're looking for the elbow to be straight and the dumbbell to be stacked over our body the whole way through. Right, one way to know that this is happening is that you can't see your elbow in the periphery of your vision. And then you can come back down and repeat. Feel free to switch arms halfway, or you can switch arms and you come back and do the 12 one-arm dumbbell thrusters. Then we'll do a lateral hop over dumbbell, exactly how it sounds. Hop over the dumbbell until you hit 15 reps. Okay, that's 15 total. You don't have to do 15 per side. One-arm dumbbell deadlift. Okay, you may choose to do a suitcase deadlift out like this in front, or you can do deadlift like so. Okay, so a little bit slightly different movement than a squat. Okay, again, we're pushing our hips behind us. Minimal knee bend, but our chest is still over in line with our hips. Okay, it's not out of line or out of line this way. Okay, it's just in line. Okay, one way to help with that is you can put your thumbs here, one on the chest, one on the hips, and you can see if you can keep them still and not separate, okay, as you bring your shoulders over your toes. Okay? Or push your hips behind you. You can think of it either way. Then we'll do a front rack dumbbell lunge. We'll alternate legs. So you're gonna hold the dumbbell here. You can hold it here if you'd like, but we'll hold it here for now. And we'll just alternate legs. Again, keeping our chest over our hips and tucking our hips underneath us. Okay, not sticking them out behind us. Okay, substitutions for that, you can do a step up to a stair, with or without weight, or you can do a reverse lunge if that's a little bit more convenient for your knees, or you can have no weight and do the lunges there. One arm dumbbell push press, so we have dumbbell in our front rack position on our shoulder. We're going to dip down straight like you're sliding down a wall, and then you're going to jump the dumbbell up overhead, and we're looking for the dumbbell to be stacked over the body with the elbow straight and the ribs down. Again, with a dumbbell push press, you don't have to alternate arms, but if you want to, you can kind of switch about halfway, so both arms get a bit of a turn. We'll then do lateral burpee over dumbbell again. Okay, if jumping over the dumbbell isn't safe for you, you can just do burpee in place. Dumbbell renegade row is next. For this movement, you will do reps per arm, so 15 reps per arm, or 30 reps total. 24 reps for 12, 18 reps for 9. So you can perform the renegade row with one dumbbell, or if you have two, you can use two dumbbells. But the one dumbbell version looks like this. I'm in a plank position. I'm going to row the dumbbell towards my pocket and then switch. I'm pressing down through the opposite hand as I row, and I'm just going through and switching arms as I go. If this is too challenging, mainly because we're turning our hips a lot, like this, as we row, okay, ideally we want to keep our hips and our chest square, then come to all fours and do that same motion. You may need to prop yourself up on a pillow or a couple of books, and that way your arm isn't bent as you're trying to row the dumbbell, it's straight. Okay, so this will just propping yourself up with books under your knees or pillows or something will just give you a bit of a deficit to work from, so you can pull and get the full range of motion through your shoulder and your arm. Lateral hop over dumbbell. Remember, lateral hop, no burpee, just lateral hop over dumbbell. Okay, similar to the exercise up here. Okay, it's a repeat. You do not have to jump over the dumbbell if you don't feel like it's safe for you. You can hop over an imaginary line. Okay, or if going lateral is too difficult, we can go forward and backwards. That works as well. Then we have a one-arm dumbbell floor press. Just like the renegade row, this will be reps per arm. So again, 15 reps per arm, 12 reps per arm, 9 reps per arm, or 30, 24, 18. You're going to be on the floor. Dumbbell is going to be up over your chest. You're going to safely lower the dumbbell toward the floor until your elbow is touching. You will then press it back up overhead, where the dumbbell finishes over your shoulder. Okay, so as my elbow comes down, it's at a bit of an angle, so it doesn't need to be tucked out here, and it's certainly not up over my shoulder. Okay, it's about at a 45-degree angle. If this was 0 and this was 90, it's about halfway. Okay, there can be some variance in there, that's fine. But again, we'll do 15 per side, 12 per side, 9 per side. And then last but not least, we're finishing out with our front rack alternating lunges. Okay, so those are the movements we have today. Other substitutes for these movements, for the dumbbell thruster, we can simply do a weighted squat or an air squat if you don't want to have weight. For the dumbbell power cleans, we already went over the weighted swing. Other variations, we can do like a jumping squat or something like that, just to get a little bit more jump in there. So that is the dumbbell workout for today. It's long, it's going to be sweaty, so move through it steadily. If you have questions, feel free to comment or let us know, and have fun with this one. This will be good.